You must be Terry. Your mom's told me all about you. I'm Beth, your new neighbor. This is Andrea. She's just home from college, too. Your mom invited us for Thanksgiving tonight, and we would both be just delighted to come.
Great. Why don't you play football with us?
I don't really know anybody, Terry, yet.
Oh, come on, you'll have fun.
That's trash.
Hello and welcome to That's Cool, That's Trash, the podcast where we watch a psychotronic movie online, then get together on Skype to break down the crazy. I'm Matt Howell, and I'm joined today by the fellows from the Broken Plane podcast, JB and TK. Welcome.
Hey, what's up? I'm TK.
I'm JB.
And you guys, thank you so much for coming back. Folks out there, last year they came on and did a Thanksgiving special, which is what this is. We talked about Home Sweet Home, which I don't know how much you guys remember that one, but there was a bodybuilder, there was PC, there was an electric guitar playing mime.
Yeah,
and
that was my favorite.
Lots of murder, right?
Lots of murder. Body by Jake and lots of murder, yeah.
Body by Jake Steinfeld. That's who that was, right? So, right, he took PCP. Am I making that up, or am I mixing up my shitty movies?
No, that's right. That's right. He took, I think it was PCP, yeah. And then he drove off in his station wagon.
Yeah.
And
was it his,
ensued.
or was it somebody else's?
He stole. He killed the guy at the very beginning of the movie,
right,
to get the station wagon.
Yeah, he carjacked somebody, right?
Yeah, and then he went up to wine country,
but
to do the killings, I think, as well.
Right, Sonoma. But didn't he like carjack in the most awesome PCP maniac way? Like, didn't he gouge somebody's eyes out or crush their skull with his bare hands? Or am I making that up?
I think so.
It was the thumb in the eyes, wasn't it? It was
and screamed at him and then killed him.
The crazy eyes, and then
which is like on a short list of worst ways to die for me, by having the eye gouge. Because that kills you, right? I mean, I know it does in cinema. Does that in real life?
I can only speculate, not having been around a person that's had that happen to them.
The few times I've done it, it hasn't actually killed anyone.
Okay.
You
keep like a plastic bag wrap over the head.
I'm scrawny compared to Jake, so no, I just walk away.
Oh, you just leave him.
You don't know who I am anymore.
Can't see.
Blind.
Sure.
Yeah.
Solid.
So one of the conceits of having you guys on that show was that it was Thanksgiving, and you guys do a football, fantasy football podcast show, and everybody watches football on Thanksgiving, right?
That's the idea.
Yep.
So there was football watching in Home Sweet Home. I'm sure it was. Has it always been the Cowboys or the Lions, or is that a relatively modern thing?
It's always been, the Cowboys have always been on them, and the Lions as well. But lately they've started to put other teams kind of in. Not traditional teams, less traditional teams. I think there's 3 games on now.
Yeah, I think they do 3 games now.
Is one of them the Globetrotters, like the Generals versus?
It should be, but no. It's Dallas against somebody bad. Detroit's against somebody bad.
Detroit's getting to be the Globetrotters at this point.
Are they the Globetrotters or the Generals?
The Generals, right?
Yeah, sorry. There we go.
Pretty ugly.
So will you talk about your show a little bit in case somebody hasn't heard last year's episode or not familiar with what you guys do?
Sure. The Broken Plane podcast is an NFL podcast, and we talk about the National Football League.
We cover it all, and it's really hurt us because we can't find just a dedicated crowd of people that like to hear about everything.
Well, we couldn't find.
Yeah. We found a small crowd, but
this season we've got a very small but dedicated following that's been just fantastic.
We're starting to pick up more people now
to work with. It's the classic mistake of podcasting. We've jumped into the middle of an ocean, and there's so many other people who do exactly what we do, except professionally. That
I hop on and listen to your show every once in a while. I'm not a professional football fan. I like college football, as you guys know, but I listen to your show occasionally, and you guys are very professional.
Oh, thank you.
It's very well put together, and it's very solid. And I like the addition of. So, TK, do you use a soundboard?
Yeah, I have a virtual soundboard on my iPad.
When did the digest sound effect come into play?
Well, that was just for that episode because we decided to do a trade deadline digest is what we decided to call it. And not telling JB what I was doing, I put together some digestive sounds to bump the segment.
By digestive sounds, he means fart and burp noises. Let's be honest now about what this was.
I wanted to get stomach rumbling, but it just didn't sound good.
Yeah. Doesn't translate, right? Doesn't read.
Right.
No, that I was listening to that the other day, and it made me laugh pretty hard. And I was thinking, that's cool for you, and I don't want this to be a one-upmanship thing, but we did a movie called Fart the Movie a few months ago. So kind of did that for like 90 minutes.
Oh,
solid.
Shit.
Yeah, it's what you get.
Yeah, there was some shit there, too.
Yeah.
Okay, so glad you guys are here, and we are talking about, did we just say the movie? We were talking about Blood Rage, and this film was made in 1983, but it didn't come out until 1987, and it has kind of an odd little history. It was originally called, it had a very limited run in 87, and it was called Nightmare at Shadow Oaks. You guys remember the name of the apartment complex is in this? It's whatever that...
Shadowwood is the name of the... Yeah.
So it was called Nightmare at Shadow Woods, or Wood, originally. And it was neutered of all of its gore, which, in my opinion, is the most entertaining part of the movie. So imagine what we saw tonight without any of with the gore toned way down to being virtually like the TV edit of this.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So that's kind of a drag. And then it got recently a re-release on 3 discs. So apparently it has a following.
You said 3 discs?
Yes, Blu-ray.
Wow.
Jeez.
Yeah, in the last couple of years. So there's the original cut, the Nightmare at Shadow... What is it?
Shadowwood.
Shadowwood cut, which was the 87 theatrical / VHS release, and then the Blood Rage restored one. So there's like 3 different cuts on it, and it's a Mondo whatever crazy, to the nines kind of version. So it's got a long story, and its main draw is that it has what's the name of the actress? I just totally blanked on her.
Louise Lasser.
Louise Lasser. So did you guys know her? Like, I've known who she was my whole life, but I didn't really know a lot about her until I watched this.
I wasn't aware of her. I looked her up on IMDb post-watching of the movie and discovered that she was one of the old women in Requiem for a Dream, which I was aware of her, but I had no idea, this woman's done things for 4 decades or whatever. Yeah.
So she was on a couple episodes of Girls. Is that what that show's called on HBO?
Yeah, the new HBO show with the girl.
Yeah, and she was in Requiem for a Dream, I guess, which I haven't seen, but I heard it's hilarious. But yeah, she kind of came to prominence through being married to Woody Allen from 66 to 70. And then she was in a few of his films, and then that kind of cascaded into a career for her. But I actually kind of knew her more. I mean, have you guys ever seen Mary Hartman?
No, only discovered that today.
Okay, so that was kind of a cool show. It was a satire of soap operas that was on for 2 seasons, and it was kind of funny, kind of in a weird meta, ahead of its time way. And she was a host on SNL, I believe the last episode of the first season of SNL, so back when Chevy Chase was on, for God's sakes.
Oh, wow.
And she's always on those, Looper or whatever, on YouTube. She's always on one of those top 10 worst SNL host episodes for some reason.
I'll have to go search that out. I want to see that.
So yeah, that's her, and that's.
And she's traditionally been like a comedic actress, right?
Yes.
This was kind of a step away from that for her.
Yeah, and I think you could say that she brought some of that to her work here.
A little bit. I don't know if it was intentional.
Yeah. So this was directed by John Grissmer, and he. I was doing some reading up on this. He and she did not get along at all. So I get the impression he walked off halfway through the film, and they coaxed him to come back and finish the project because he couldn't deal with her anymore. So I'm willing to bet that her read of everything she does is entirely her saying I'm Louise Lasser, for Christ's sake. And I know what I'm doing with this scene.
And I'm a
you have a problem
serious
with this.
dramatic actress.
Yeah, and I think she was, like you were saying, I think she was trying to bring some comedy to it because it's kind of an odd little duck, this movie. So that being said, TK, will you give me the elevator pitch, the kind of Wikipedia synopsis of what this movie is, so somebody could follow along at home if they haven't? And this should be pretty quick because it's a pretty lean little flick.
This is quick, and it's in the form of limerick.
Nice.
There were two twin brothers, Todd and Terry. Todd went silent when Terry got scary. When Todd snapped out of it, that's when Terry lost his shit. Thanksgiving dinner's served with blood, not cranberry.
Oh my God.
That's solid.
I had to one up last year's alliterative
Oh my
description.
God, you totally did. That's amazing. Wow. So JB, do you want to
How could I follow that? That's
you can't,
amazing.
but translate it. Do the Cliff's Notes.
Okay.
I'm the dumb kid next to you in English class. Tell me what the fuck Tim just said.
What we have here is we have a pair of twin boys who one night at a drive-in movie theater, the twin boys sneak out the back of the car like you do when you're 10 years old and twins, and sneak off to another car where one of the twins finds a hatchet. I don't know where this was lying about, but he finds it, takes it out, kills one of the people in the back of a car.
Horny teenager.
Yeah, well, a horny teenager, we speculate. Yeah, I didn't see any ID, assuming sure. Anyway, the killing twin, who's about 10 years old, I guess, quickly turns around, hands the bloody hatchet to his brother, and then blames him for the murder. And then 10 years later, hilarity ensues when the brother comes out of the mental hospital to try to reclaim his birthright, I guess, as a not killer.
Yeah, no, I think you nailed it. Yeah. So so there's Terry and Todd. Terry is the brother who killed at the drive-in and framed Todd.
Yes.
Todd's been institutionalized for 10 years, and the mom. I'm totally blanking on the character's name, but
Maddie, yeah.
Thank you. She goes to visit him, and the doctor's saying, like, we've been doing this intensive work, and she believes the truth, which is that Todd is innocent. And
the doctor does.
Yes, the doctor believes that, and I don't think the mom's very open to that.
No, she flips out.
She loses her shit. So that's the premise, is that Todd is frustrated with this, that his mom doesn't believe him. He's making these breakthroughs in his healing or whatever, and he comes home, and it's Thanksgiving Day. And that's why we're talking about this tonight.
No football, sadly.
No, there is.
There is too.
Is there? Yes, there is. Yes.
I even made a clip of it,
that.
Tim.
We're going to get there. And I have things to say about it.
I do too. So, but the limerick, I'm still hung up on the limerick, man. So one of the things I've been doing recently is asking people to write like a snarky Comcast info description of the. Have you seen these things that they tweet?
Yeah.
Have you seen these, JB?
No, that they tweet. I haven't seen that.
So like the Wizard of Oz one is essentially like. TK, do you remember this one at all?
No.
Okay.
I'm aware of what you're talking about. You told us about them.
Can I just read you this one?
Yeah.
So this is a real one. This is The Wizard of Oz. Transported to a surreal landscape, a young girl kills the first person she meets and then teams up with 3 strangers to kill again. So that was a real one, like in the TV guide.
Does that person hate their job? Are they trying to
I think
back
so.
at their employer?
So this is kind of caught on, and people at Comcast have started doing this. And so people are taking screenshots of it or whatever and tweeting them. And there's an account that just does this. And it's really funny. But I was asking people to do their own version of that for stuff, right?
Okay.
But it's been kind of a challenge. So I recently adopted haiku. So the limerick was nice because...
I thought about haiku too, but I wanted more syllables.
Can I do my haiku before we launch into this?
Please do.
One twin's always bad and slashes through Thanksgiving. That's not cranberry sauce.
I love it.
What do you think?
Cranberry sauce has got to be in it the way it's used in this movie.
Yes. I love haiku because it's so elegant, right?
That was classy.
Yeah. Okay. So where do we start here? We have sound clips. We got. I have something I want to mention about the establishing 1974 or whenever this is scene. So when you watch this, okay, this is available, by the way, folks, on Amazon Prime, which I recommend watching. It's a pretty nice copy. And JB, you found one on Daily Motion, right?
Yeah, there was one on Daily Motion, but the one on Prime is much better. Yeah.
So if you don't have Prime, we always try to keep it free. Go to Daily Motion, Blood Rage, 2 words, you'll find it. On Amazon Prime, they list the first top 3 billing stars, right? The second one is Ted Raimi. And I thought that was pretty funny considering his role in this. Did you guys even recognize him? He's in it.
I didn't recognize him, but I saw the name, and so I had to look it up.
Okay.
TK told me about it as he was watching it. I didn't catch it either.
Okay, so the movie opens with a 1974 drive-in scene. It's intermission time. You get this young teen dude strutting through the concession stand, and he goes in the bathroom to take a leak, and a guy sidles up to him as he's washing his hands.
Which was creepy.
Like a dope pusher.
Yeah.
And then he opens his jacket, and there's a bunch of different types of condoms pinned to his jacket, like medals of, from war. And so he's selling condoms in the men's room.
And
I only use Trojans.
Yeah.
Here's $1.
So first of all, I was like, okay, I don't know what condoms cost in 1974 to make this profit margin worth it. But the bigger question is, were condoms hard to get?
I grew up in the 80s. I mean, I think because this was filmed in 83, right?
Yeah.
So the
scene was set in 74. Who knows what the fuck was going on?
Okay, that's right. So maybe in 74,
I don't know.
It was tougher. But I was thinking the same thing. Why didn't this guy just hit the drugstore on his way to the theater? What's going on?
Maybe he's just there because you forget.
So it's also a concession, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's just like you didn't bring these from home. You didn't sneak a ginger ale in, so $7, please.
Well, and apparently when he goes back outside, there's a lot of sex happening in the drive-in.
Right.
So clearly this was an area, it was an opportunity for an entrepreneur to really make a name for himself.
$1 is a lot of money in 74 too.
But that was Ted Raimi though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The kid who was selling and I didn't recognize.
Yeah, he was condom salesman.
That was bizarre. So strange.
So that was my first what the fuck kind of moment. But so I don't know if I fully understand the treatment of psychosis in this and what the triggers are. I'd love to hear what you guys think because I have theories. TK,
okay.
Talk to me. What do you think makes this happen, or JB, whatever?
I would have loved a little backstory on why Terry felt the need to all of a sudden go start hatcheting people. It was interesting that they just cut right to the chase, though. But he was also of sound enough mind to not do anything about it for the next 10 years of his life.
You know what?
Maybe he just hated Todd.
To paraphrase Forrest Gump, crazy is as crazy does. And, sometimes crazy don't need no reason.
Okay. So may I posit something?
Sure.
Yeah.
So the mom is in the front seat on a date with a guy. And the boys have fallen asleep with a toy rifle and sleeping bags in the back of this station wagon. And the guy starts making moves on the mom, and she's like, the boys are in the back. And he's like, hey, they've been asleep for 30 minutes. God. And then they wake up, see their mom going at it with some dude. That's when they leave, start walking around the drive-in, find a hatchet in the back of a truck, and split a dude's face open.
Who is making out in a car, just like his mom.
Well, they're not making out. They're like full on. He's going.
He is using the fuck out of that Trojan.
Get some. Get some.
Is that the Trojan kid? I didn't catch that.
The same dude, yeah.
It is him, okay.
Yeah, same beautiful hair. So don't you think, is it reasonable to suggest that the mom's promiscuity was a trigger for Terry? Is that reaching?
No, that sounds like the perfect type of thing that a director or writer of a movie of this sort would use to set off the events of a movie of this sort without explaining why it was happening.
It's a little bit. That's a little bit. I don't know. Isn't that slut shaming? Isn't Terry slut shaming his mom at that point? And I'm not sure I'm in favor of that.
This is 1983, and he's 12.
Well, 74. It's 74. Right?
Well, sorry, yes, you're right. You were talking on different levels of. Yes, you're right.
My thought is that is that the boyfriend is because it's not. I thought that was his dad when I first saw it. I didn't catch that they weren't married at the time. I thought that the kids went crazy and then the dad left, like you should. When your kids go crazy, you got to get out of that situation. But going back and looking back on it now, I rewatched it just today. Actually, that man's shirt is so fantastic.
Yes,
I'm thinking maybe the shirt just blew Terry's mind out of the water. It's a beach scene. It's like sublimated. There's seagulls on it. There's a sunset. I can't even describe it.
And it's so rayon or whatever the fuck those gross shirts were made in the 70s. Like you can see what it feels like. Like that gross, like when your skin's dry and you touch it, it makes your fucking hair on the back of your neck stand up. It's like that 70s butterfly color, crazy ass shirt. Like Mr. Furley would wear it.
Yeah, actually, yeah, that's exactly right. From Three's Company?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so my point was maybe this was like produced by the Vatican. Because I feel like this is in large part a censure of single parenthood or divorced parents.
Yeah.
It could be.
Because
it happens again to somebody else later.
So there's no.
I think it's a good callback. That's right.
Yeah. There's no accidents, right? In filmmaking, if you're competent. So, as I was mentioning to you guys before we started recording, this show is largely driven. Well, it's driven through interaction with the host and the guest. That's the most important thing. But the big second is the clips. And so if there's bad dialogue replacement or if there's bad dubbing or just really weird delivery or whatever, that's always like a big motivation for me to do something. And this one didn't have that. This is a pretty straightforward and, in my opinion, pretty high quality production. So there's not a ton of wacky clips to play. But there was one weird thing. So we jump forward 10 years after the slaughter and the framing of innocent Todd. The mom's going to visit him, and she's talking to the doctor. And by the way, guys, the doctor, she was the producer. Did you know that?
Oh, no, I didn't notice that either.
So the gal they hired to play the doctor, she was supposed to come down from New York. The majority of this was filmed in Florida. The drive-in scene was filmed in New Jersey, but the rest of it was done in Florida. And she didn't show up. So the producer just stepped in and took over the role, like at the last minute.
Is that why the voiceover?
So that's what I'm wondering. Is like this has this. So the doctor is talking to the mom, and you can hear some of the dialogue in the background. But then the doctor's talking on top of it and just saying like, I was telling her this, blah blah blah. So it feels like they were just kind of trying to salvage that, right? Like,
yeah,
we missed something in the screenwriting or whatever, but here's a bunch of jibber jabber. And this is really long, so I apologize. This is like 2 minutes long. Are you guys ready for a 2 minute long scene? This is for the audience. It's not for you.
This is one of my favorite parts, so I'm ready for it.
Okay, so this is basically where the doctor is explaining that she believes Todd in his therapy that he's saying he did nothing and he just is an innocent guy. Buckle up.
Dr. Berman's patient consultation notes, November 22nd, 1984. Saw Maddie Simmons, Todd's mother, for the first time today. I don't think she was quite prepared for what I told her, that after 10 years, Todd was starting to remember what had happened in the drive-in that night. Facing the fact that Todd's memory of the incident cast suspicion on his twin brother, Terry, was not that easy for her.
On Terry? What, are you crazy?
Her position on another issue was also somewhat negative.
No more tests! No more tests! My children are not skinny pigs!
My past work with hysterical patients helped me calm her down. Though calmer, Maddie's level of resistance was still quite high. I wondered, how would she react when confronted with Todd himself? How would Todd respond to Maddie in view of his new recollections? I was not without worry. After all, I had never seen the two of them together.
What's your favorite? Pumpkin pie.
Maddie treated Todd like a child, as if no time had passed since the evening of the murder. Their initial tension was predictable in light of Todd's breakthrough. The trauma of watching his twin commit murder had made Todd catatonic. In that state, he couldn't fight what he now sees as punishment for a crime he did not commit. Maddie persisted in defending Terry and espousing her notion of one big happy family, without realizing that such ideas had ceased to have any meaning for Todd.
Family, I don't care.
His world and my work were beginning to crumble.
Honey, just stop it. Honey, please. It's Dr. Burnham.
But in spite of the dramatic nature of today's outburst, I considered the setback relatively minor, because Todd remained focused on establishing his innocence and getting on with a normal life.
Get me out of here. I never killed anybody.
I must now begin the long process of preparing him for the dangers of the world from which he has been sheltered.
You never hear it. I'm innocent. Yeah, so thoughts? That was a long.
Well, my favorite part of that whole thing is when she says, the doctor says in her voiceover how her past work with hysterical patients has helped her calm them down, and her method for calming down the woman, Maddie, is to just hold the bridge of her nose for like a half a second and then do nothing else, and then magically Maddie is completely fine. I got to start trying that.
Criticize it, but you haven't tried it.
I have not. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it next time.
It looks easy. When you're really, really good at something, you make it look easy.
Just an amazing method.
Yeah. So can I do a moment of cheap pandering?
Yes.
Cool. So you guys do your podcast show, right? So here's this.
All right, you rush. I'm going to cover Karen.
As for Terry, he mustn't find out that I suspect him. He's been normal for 10 years. But who knows what will trigger another killing.
I think I got you.
Come on, it's a football game, not a kissing contest.
See?
That was straight up man-to-man coverage. I just want to let you all know Terry's form on that drop. His back pedal was picture perfect what you would expect out of a corner.
But to be fair, Karen's route running is horrendous.
It's not great. It really isn't great. But Terry just blanketed her.
Yes.
So I really think that he's got a lot going for him. You know, serial killing and now this.
Pro Bowl.
Yeah. I don't think Karen Reed's career went beyond this season. I think she was one and done.
Yeah.
As you mentioned, TK, it's alluded to that there's been no problems with Terry. Like, the last 10 years have been fine at home. It's just, the dark secret in the school, I'm doing air quotes, that is the problem. Why did they keep referring to it as a school?
I think they were just embarrassed that he was
ashamed.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I got from it, kind of. Hey, one thing I wanted to point out here, in her voiceover, she says specifically that she has suspected Terry is the one who did these killings, right? Yeah. I guess not killings, it's singular, right? It's just so far he's only killed the one teenager in the back of the car. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. But she suspects Terry though, right? Mm-hmm. And she must not let Terry know. I just want people to remember that, because later she runs into Terry and it's like she doesn't know anything about this kid at all. And there's no concern. And yeah. It was very strange for me.
So wait, did she know he was Terry? I thought she did that whole twin thing. I thought when she ran into him, she's like, "Oh, Todd, hey, am I wrong?"
No, that was the nurse's assistant or whatever with the tranq gun. Jackie, he holds he's like, "Oh, I got him," and then the nurse comes running in. "No, you knucklehead, they look alike, but this is Terry. He's fine."
Yeah, but we're getting way ahead of ourselves. There's lots more.
Right.
Before we get to that point.
Right. So we are finding these folks, that little fun football game at Shadow Woods.
Shadow Woods. Yeah.
I keep forgetting every time. That's on Thanksgiving Day. So we meet some new neighbors. They get invited over to Terry and Maddie's house for Thanksgiving, and we can hear a little bit of that if you want to hear the big announcement, which I think is the trigger for some of the sadness that happens.
Yeah.
Yes.
Brad and I have an announcement to make. Come on, Henry. You tell them.
Well, we're going to tie the knot.
Congratulations, Mom.
Oh, Terry. I love you so much.
Oh, that's really nice.
Congratulations. I'm happy for you both. I really am.
Thanks.
I guess the toast is in order.
A toast.
Here's to the new family.
Well, I'd say that this big bird is ready for carving. Terry, you do the honors.
Well, seeing as how we have a new head of the family, I think it's time you started pulling your own weight around here.
Thanks, buddy.
I think that's when Terry's 10-year streak of not murdering people ends.
That's definitely the trigger point.
So I think Mom's been more or less focused on Terry and visiting Todd. And then once it sinks into Terry's brain that Mom's getting drilled and this guy's the new daddy, he snaps again. Is that am I reaching?
I'll go with it. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And there's a double trigger here, right? There's also something else that happens. Are you ready for that?
I am.
So almost immediately following this, Maddie calls Terry into the kitchen to share some news because she's got a phone call.
Terry, could you help me for a moment?
Coming, Mom.
That was the school that just called. They can't find Todd.
What do you mean they can't find Todd? Did he run away?
And they think he might come here.
Oh, wow. What are we supposed to do?
They're out looking for him now. And his doctor is on her way over here. Let's just pretend that nothing's happened. I just don't want to spoil things. I mean, it is Thanksgiving, and everyone's been looking forward to the dinner so much.
Anybody else need more turkey?
No, I'm pretty good, thanks.
For a minute.
Very nice. Everything okay?
Hot bread, everybody.
Looks like you're going to get a chance to meet the rest of the family. My psychotic brother just escaped.
Terry, is something really wrong with him, or is he just a little lonely?
Andrea.
Just asking.
Could you pass the green beans, please? Brad?
I think Terry's handling this very well.
Yeah, I think so too. And I'm just throwing in as many Thanksgiving-related clips as I can, if you guys haven't noticed yet. So she even refers to the mental hospital or institution as the school to Terry in private. So is she repressed?
Well, I think she's trying. She feels better about it. I think that if she can refer to it as a school. I think later on she's on the phone with an operator trying to tell her the story. I'm sure we'll get there eventually, but yeah, her life story to the poor operator on the other end of that call, where she calls it a school and then backtracks and says it's an institution and backtracks again and says for the criminally insane.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think Maddie just feels better about thinking of it as a nice, it's a boarding school, you know, and it's nice and friendly there. Yeah.
So it's self-preservation, mental.
I think so. You know, it now that you said that the actress and the director were having disagreements about how the character should be played. I'm all of the actress's choices now I'm looking at as being really passive aggressive.
You know?
And this is so much better now than I thought it was going to be. Because at first I was just like, well, that seems like kind of a silly choice. But now that I know that she was trying to get back at a director, I'm like, that's solid right there. That's perfect. I love it.
Her delivery, like just looking at the audio of the film when I was making the clips, like she deliberately, like that last one we just listened to, she deliberately goes way quiet to where I found myself like straining and leaning in a little bit to like kind of try and figure out what she was saying because she's so quiet. Mm-hmm. And that reminds me a lot of like stories you read about the Magnificent Seven, when like Yul Brynner and Steve McQueen would have like, fucking prima donna offs, because like each one was kind of known for like their little like like McQueen would have like these little nuances and these little gestures, these little things where just kind of draw your eye in. You get kind of sucked into watching McQueen, and Yul Brynner did the same thing, and they both thought they were God's gift to acting or whatever. So like they would, like, if you watch some Magnificent Seven scenes, they're both just like doing these little like just ticky nuanced performances at the same time, where it's just like neurotic looking. Because they're both trying to, like, be the star of the scene at the same time on opposite sides of the frame.
That's hysterical. I just watched Magnificent Seven a couple of months ago, and I did not notice that. I'll have to go back and watch it again.
Yeah,
well, I watched.
Sorry.
Oh, I was going to say I watched the new one, and I felt like the two Denzel, is it Denzel?
Chris Pratt.
And Chris Pratt were both doing the same thing.
Really?
No.
I was going to say, that was surprising with Pratt.
Yeah.
Okay, while we're on the subject of Magnificent Seven and the new one specifically, have you ever seen a cast of a Western that could ride horses worse than that cast? I thought Denzel Washington would die on the back of a horse. That guy looked like he was going to fall off and get trampled at any moment.
So I haven't seen it. Is it any good?
Nah.
No.
Like it's on Hulu, still not worth watching?
Oh, if it's on
That's
Hulu,
fine.
yeah.
You don't have to search it out, though.
Take a look.
If it presents itself to you, you should watch it.
I mean, it's
for Chris Pratt alone.
It's a big budget film, and Pratt is very watchable, and Denzel Washington's very watchable. So some of the individual performances are fine. It's just not anything that you would be like, oh, wow, groundbreaking stuff. Obviously, because it's been made once already. And it's the Magnificent Seven, so it's actually been made, I don't know, 8 times already? I mean,
what?
Battle Beyond the Stars, The Seven Samurai. How many times has that movie been made?
Yeah.
Right. Yes. Being a remake of Seven Samurai, right? It's the second version, right? I get you. Okay. But it had Robert Vaughn in it, didn't it? I mean, the original one.
Yeah.
I'm old-fashioned, right? I was born old. Like, I wore cardigans in high school. So I'm always going to want to watch, like, how could they make Ocean's 11? There's no Frank Sinatra in this at all. So whenever people say Ocean's 11, I think of the Rat Pack. And like, oh, that's right. You're thinking of the other one. Yeah. So I'm old-fashioned and crotchety. So Magnificent Seven will always have Steve McQueen in it to me.
That sounds right.
Yeah. So the school. Am I saying it with air quotes yet?
That's good. I
picked it up.
Okay, good. So the doctor has come. She's trying to find Todd, and she's brought a lackey with her with a gun with a tranquilizer dart. And they split up because you have to. And so the doctor goes out into the nature walk woods, and the other guy's like just kind of lurking around people's back patios, and he's rolling a joint because it's 1983. And did you guys notice the song he was singing while he was getting ready to get high?
Well,
I heard him start to sing, but I don't know exactly what it was.
Okay, I noticed the song he was singing, but he was singing it wrong.
Well, he was that's my question was he avoiding copyright issues?
That wasn't right, because the first time I heard it, I'm like, wait a minute, that's the Flashdance song. Except he instead of maniac, he's saying lunatic. Right.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait a minute, that's not right.
Okay, so I have a clip here. Again, I apologize, it's like a minute long. But so we get to hear this orderly sing this song, which is copyright safe. And then he meets Terry, and I'm constantly amazed in films when people comment on how much twins look like. Like, he says it twice in this fucking clip, like, wow, man, you look just like Todd. Like, hey, do you want a hit of this? This is pretty good weed or whatever. He's like, man, you guys look exactly alike. Like, yeah, identical twins, fuckface. What the fuck do you think's going to happen? Everyone's always amazed by the twin phenomenon.
What do you expect?
Jesus
He's not
Christ.
that high. He took like a puff.
He was probably high
He had
before.
one
Just
hit
lit
of,
it up.
He had one hit of 1983 weed. Trust me, he's not high yet. Okay, so here's this clip. What's this dude's name?
Jackie?
He's a lunatic, lunatic.
Terry, right? It's Terry, right? Yeah. You're, Dr. Berman's friend.
Yeah. Damn, you guys look so much alike. It's frightening. Hey, I'm really sorry about what happened back at the house.
Well, that's all right.
Damn, you guys sure look a lot alike. Hey, Dr. Berman told me to relax, so I was relaxing. Hey, you want a hit?
Sure. Thanks.
You know what else Dr. Berman told me?
Mm-mm. What?
She told me that Todd never killed anybody.
Gasp.
So Terry smokes grass.
Not a drinker.
No,
Not a drinker.
specifically not
That's
a drinker.
I knew I
That's
didn't
right.
trust him when he didn't drink. But then I was like, oh, but he smokes joints.
Can we go back to the Thanksgiving dinner for just a second? Because that's one thing that really bothered me too. Not that he didn't drink. I'm fine with that. He doesn't choose to imbibe alcohol, whatever. That's fine. Whatever. You're an adult. You can make
Got to
that
keep a
choice.
straight head on your shoulders
He
when you're
had
pulling.
the largest glass of milk that I think I've ever seen in my life. It was like a big gulp-sized glass of milk.
It was a
on the
stein
table.
of milk.
It was huge. I'm like, and then they toast with it later. I'm like, oh my God, he's gonna down that whole thing. That's solid. Look at Terry go. Big, strong bones. Strong bones. That's going to be important later for plot development. That was awesome. Also, we just heard from Jackie there. That was Jackie, and Jackie and the doctor got together, and when they split up, I don't know if you guys noticed this. Jackie had the tranquilizer gun when they started,
right?
But when they split up, the doctor took it away from him, which I thought was the best slasher movie thing of all time.
Yeah.
She said, "You know what? I'm going off in the woods by myself. I'm going to take that with me.
Yeah.
You don't need this. I'm going to take this tranquilizer gun with me, and I'm going to carry it myself." And I was like, you know what? Self-preservation for the win.
Right.
That's great.
Yeah. I liked it too. I thought it was a good touch. Although it looked like it was a plastic toy gun spray painted silver. Did you guys notice that in the one close up of it?
Oh yeah.
It was it was pretty bad.
Was that the tranquilizer gun, or was that?
That was the revolver.
Because
Maybe
there
it was
there was also.
It might have been the fiance's gun.
There was a third gun because the doctor had a gun as well.
Which I also was like, so wait a minute. Now the doctor, when she took the tranquilizer gun from Jackie, and then later we find out that she also had a revolver in her purse. So basically, Doc Berman was taking both of the guns. She had it in her mind, I think, that she was going to walk down the nature trail with the tranq gun and the revolver.
Remember, and you noted this too, there's a reason why she knew she needed the tranq gun. Because her revolver did not have bullets in it.
Good.
That does come up, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I forgot about that.
Screw you, Jackie.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Huh.
Okay,
So,
we'll get there.
Let's just talk a minute about Mark Soper, who is Terry Todd. JB, describe this guy a little bit if you can.
First of all, it's one actor playing two roles. So you have to understand there's no twin of Mark Soper. It's Mark Soper and Mark Soper. When he's Terry, he has this gorgeous feathered hair. It's sort of an Andy Gibbs, really any of the Gibbs brothers.
Yes.
That style of hair wafted back from the front of his head. He looks like he has a high forehead, which was problematic for me because he's supposed to be a college-age student. So I had to kind of, grind the gears and get into that frame of mind where maybe he's just going bald early. That can be fine. But he's trying to think. He really, this entire cast, they're fine. The acting in this movie wasn't horrible.
So what else did this guy do? Because I don't think I'd ever seen him before this.
That's funny that you should mention that, because there's a couple of guys in this movie that I'm sure I've seen other places, but I can't find out where. And Mark Soper is one of them. He looks a lot like other people that I've seen, but the only thing I can find is he had a arc in Knots Landing.
Right. The Dallas spinoff.
Oh, I think that's right. Yeah. It was an evening soap opera type show back in the, I guess, 80s. But yeah, I can't think of anything else he's been in that I've seen, and IMDb didn't have anything else that I recognized.
Oh, you know what? He was in The World According to Garp.
Was he?
Yeah. Okay. So that's probably where I know him from.
I don't recognize him.
He was
Never saw that.
He was also in the Travolta movie Phenomenon, but that was a pretty small part. Anyway.
Yeah, I saw that so long ago I would have not remembered anybody but.
Yeah, I think he played a news reporter, so I don't think you'd remember him. But I thought he was pretty solid in this.
He did a great job.
He was good, and actually, a lot of when they do one actor doing twins like that, I get mad at them for over concentrating on one side or the other. But he actually pulled this off. I didn't mind it at all. It was like there was actually two people there until near the end when they were doing the close scenes where the two twins were in the same place at the same time and they had to do the.
But they did a good job with that.
Did they though?
For the most part.
Did they really?
For this budget of a movie, for this movie, they did a good job.
Why did Todd's hair turn gray? I don't understand that at all.
My main gripe with it. So I watched this twice, and I watched it again this morning. My main gripe with it the second time around was when you start focusing on the body double, right? Is in the scene we're going to get to here, which is the climax. The Terry character is in the foreground with his back to the camera, and they use Mark Soper for that, and they use the body double to be fished out of the pool by another character. When you see him, like full on see him, I didn't understand that choice because it seemed like the opposite would have made sense. Because one you're seeing a vest T-shirt, and that's it. And then the other, in the background, you're seeing the actual actor playing the character, but it's reversed.
You know what, Matt? I grew up watching the original Star Trek, and I can't count the number of times they had two stunt actors doing the fighting.
Yeah.
And then at the end, they just close in. So I'm so used to that. It's been so ingrained into me. I didn't notice it at all. I was totally fine.
I will argue that they did a good job because I was not looking at the person being pulled out of the pool. I didn't notice that they used the wrong person.
Okay. Well, then that was me coming back to it and focusing on it. So that's fine. So at this point, which we just heard that last clip, is when he starts killing, right? This is when it starts going fully gory bananas.
Well, is this the first one, or has he already done Brad in at this point?
Oh, you're right. He killed Brad, which was his new stepdaddy.
Yeah, who turns out to be Shadow Wood's complex manager, I guess.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
And so one of my questions was like, is this being played for comedy or not? Was that Brad? I think his name is Brad King, and he's sitting in his office because like the doctor and the orderly come. Jackie, thank you. I can't remember his name. And they say we're trying to find Todd, and he's like, okay, I'll be in my office. This is where I am if you need me. And he's sitting in there, and he opens like a can of Schlitz or something like that. And he's
Old English.
Old style beer.
What the
hell? It doesn't even have. Oh, yeah, because they can't copyright stuff.
Well, no, that's an actual beer.
Oh, it was.
That's an actual beer.
It looks like Old English.
A brewery in the Midwest.
Oh,
I looked at this because I was like, that can't be a real beer. Oh no, that's a real beer, old style beer, and it's from Chicago, which is awesome since they're shooting this in Florida.
Yeah.
Maybe back in the 80s, maybe in the 80s they were. Could be. Yeah. Who knows?
Wow. So I assumed up until just now that was sweeted. You guys know that term? Like I'm sure you can figure out what I mean. That thing where you put electrical tape over something and make it from Miller into Millet or something. You know what I mean? That thing where you cover up a copyrighted brand in a movie.
Yeah, no, that was an actual thing. I went so far as to stop the movie and go to the website. I Googled this in the moment saying that can't possibly be a real beer. And sure enough,
Heilmann's Old Style.
There you go.
Wow. Okay. That's something I would like to try sometime. Anyway, so he's sitting in his office having a Heilmann's Old Style, as you're wont to. Like you do. And Terry comes in, and but he's listening to the radio, and he's listening to a religious Christian AM station thing, and all of the commentary as people come into this office and see this dude either see him from behind and think he's still alive or whatever, but all the commentary from the Bible quotes are all jokes about what's going on, right? They have double meaning.
Yeah.
So that makes me think some of this was satirical.
I didn't catch that at all.
They talk about hands at one point. I noticed that.
Man, I got to go back and look now. That's hysterical.
Yeah, so Terry comes in and chops off his hand, his beer hand, which is really whatever.
The hand holding the can of beer, yeah.
Yeah, so it falls to the ground, and they even got a prosthetic like squeezing the can a little bit and kind of spasming. I really enjoyed the gore effects in this, you guys.
They did well. I was impressed with what they did.
The squirting blood out of the arm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was solid.
So he kills his mom's fiance, and then he goes and has a hit of weed and kills Jackie. And from this point, it just kind of starts snowballing. So it's almost like a Three's Company episode. We know, there's Terry, there's Todd, there's this apartment complex, and people are running around looking for each other, confusing each other for, it's kind of a zoo. But
hey Matt, when Terry kills Jackie, I just want to say just two things. First of all, I didn't know that you could impale somebody with a machete. The machetes that I've seen are all kind of wobbly, so I wasn't sure how that worked exactly. But the second thing is, did you see the look in Jackie's eyes when Terry impales him? The look of I don't even know what to call that. I thought maybe Jackie thought Terry was going to just lean in for a kiss, an embrace, a lover's embrace.
He's shocked and a little betrayed.
I guess that's what it was. It was the weirdest looking thing. Maybe he was thinking the same thing I was. How can this be happening with a machete? I don't understand why that's...
Yeah, he's having that Looney Tunes physics kind of like... I don't know. TK, lead us into something important.
So, let's see. Jackie gets killed, and then we cut to Doc in the woods?
Oh, yeah, which is one of my favorite parts.
Is that what happens? So she's wandering around, calling for Terry, and Terry shows up.
Or Todd.
Or calling for Todd, and Terry shows up, and he's got bloody machete exposed, and approaches her very slowly, casually, and she just freezes with fear, eyes wide, and then we lose that scene, but then we come back to her body cut in half at the waist.
Well, it's thirds, I think.
No, it's just her waist and then her legs.
Yeah, her legs are bent at the knees and facing away from the camera.
And she's still cool. She's screaming her lungs off just with her legs missing.
She is screaming loud. Yeah.
But then she gives up quickly.
I don't know if you noticed, but there's steam coming out of her midsection.
I didn't notice that.
Which would happen in the evening cool air. Nice touch.
Well done.
I did notice that I guess the trunk portion, the portion from like the belly button to the knees, that's wiggly. It's wiggling.
Yeah.
Off to the side.
Yeah, you'll get that with a Nightcrawler or a doctor.
Okay, I'll go with it.
So that was impressive. I'm assuming that they did that old trick where they buried her up to her shoulders and put a fake.
Yeah, that's
torso.
what it looked like to me.
Yeah, but it was pretty impressive.
Well done.
Well done. So in the meantime, some of Terry's friends are kind of hanging around here and partying and babysitting, and they're just basically fodder, right, for this stuff.
Meet a couple new people.
Well, I think most of these people were at the football game.
Yeah, it's just the woman and her boyfriend that are having the baby sat. They show up.
The mom and her date.
Her sugar daddy.
Who
she admits to, is it to the baby that she's trying to lock him down for his money?
It's to the baby, like you do when you talk to a baby. Mm-hmm. Those things are fine. I was totally fine with that. I'm like, it's a baby.
I'm going to get you a rich daddy.
Yes.
Like, JB, perfect. I'm going to get you a rich daddy.
Not the first time I've heard that. That's weird. That's very strange.
Not sure why Terry comes back to their apartment to kill them. He was there. He met them. I don't know. Not sure why he decided
I
to
really
come
feel
back.
like that is the impetus. So he was hanging out with the babysitter. She offers him a Bloody Mary. He's like, I don't drink, so he has tomato juice. The mom and the boyfriend the date come back, and they leave, and then Terry comes back and takes care of them. But you know what though? Yeah,
you had mentioned it. It's the whole infidelity, and this is kind of a similar situation to him. The father is gone. This baby has a new potential dad coming into the picture, and maybe he feels for this child who shouldn't have a stepdad, who is probably better off with no father at all than some fake bro trying to be his dad.
Bro is the last word I would use to describe this dude. He's such a schmo. He makes me look like a fucking player.
He was outstanding. You know what? He was the father I think we all deserved.
The low couch with him and his knees up at his chin just made it even that much better.
But did you see how quick he whipped out a $10 bill to pay for the babysitting?
Oh yeah.
That dude was going to pay for dinner too.
Well, she had to look at him first. She had to give him the eyes like, oh, $10.
Like, well, boy, do I need to pay this?
Yeah. So it takes some impetus, but once he knew what was going on, he was locked in. He's like, oh, I'm paying for this, bam, and also having sex later. That's what he was saying in his head.
So this being, the early 80s, you have that kind of every decade, in my opinion. Like when you say 70s, you're actually thinking of late 70s, early 80s. When you say, 90s, you're thinking late 80s, early 90s. Like there's this kind of hangover that's actually the part you're thinking of that decade of. So when this dude's sitting down on this chick's couch, there's this brass tray out on the ottoman of these liqueurs that are sex liqueurs?
Body liqueurs.
So
right?
I have a little clip of him. Yeah. So she leaves, excuses herself to powder her nose or whatever, and he's looking over this tray of liqueurs, nervous about, getting boned. So here's what's going on.
Wow. Coconut liqueur. I never had a coconut liqueur. What do? You take it straight or on the rocks?
Well, anywhere you like it.
Not for children. Silly thing to put on a liquor bottle. Not for children. Of course it's not for children.
Read it again.
Body liquor.
I thought you might like an appetizer.
Oh my God! I watched it twice. I didn't pick up on. No, that's awesome. Body liquor. Wow.
Oh, you didn't pick up on that?
No, yeah. I caught the coconut liqueur. Do you have that over straight or over the rocks?
Yeah.
But then I didn't catch. No, I didn't catch the not for children. I certainly didn't catch the body liquor.
Oh,
that's fantastic. Oh my goodness.
So she says, I'm going to slip into something more comfortable because it's the 80s, and you literally have to say that in every film or sitcom made. So she goes off to put on her negligee, and that's when she tells the baby, Mommy's going to get you a rich daddy. And then the doorbell rings. She's like, hey, will you get that? Ding dong, it's Terry. And what happens to Terry? I mean, what happens to, what's this dude's name?
The boy, I didn't catch it.
Did he get a name? I don't know.
Dingus?
The boyfriend, Dinkus, sure. Well, it happens off screen. So
yeah,
he goes and he answers the door, and then Terry, I assume Terry uses the machete in ways that machetes, I guess you can use a machete to hack, so that makes sense.
He apparently chases him into the apartment because the record screeches.
At some point,
which upsets the baby.
Which upsets the baby.
Skipping.
Was it? I thought it was just like
when so
does it do that first,
the mom's
and
in there talking to the baby, and it's like going like
oh, I didn't notice that. And then the needle falls off, and that's the scratch that you hear.
Sure.
Oh, maybe.
Okay.
Maybe. But anyway, so at the end of the day, this poor Dinkus has his head removed from his body, and then Terry suspends it by electrical cord, so that when I didn't catch this woman's name either. When the mom comes out from the bedroom in her negligee and goes and looks out the door through the peephole, she thinks that it's Dinkus.
He looks like he's just really confused about.
By the way,
Bill's really confused and horror struck about looking through the.
And then my favorite line, "What are you doing out there?" And then she opens the door, and there's Bill's head suspended from the electrical cable. And the best part is Bill clearly has his mouth open in a kind of a rictus grin with blood out of it, and she didn't see this through the peephole. Apparently,
they're blurry.
Okay, it's a fisheye thing, so it's kind of it's distorted.
Maybe she Beastie Boys video.
Maybe she didn't see the rictus grin and the blood, and so she said, "What are you doing out there?" Opens the door, and then yeah.
Stumbles back inside, panics, grabs a jacket, is getting ready to take her baby. Terry's inside.
Terry helps her put on her jacket, which was classy. Classy move by Terry.
Before he offs her by again impaling her.
It was in more impaling with the machete. The machete is a multi-use tool.
Yes. And so we've got a couple really good kills here. Now we need to jump back to home base and hear how Maddie is dealing with all this shit going on. So have you guys ever seen Twin Peaks? I'm a colossally huge fan. I have a Twin Peaks tattoo. I've seen it way too many times. But Sarah Palmer, Laura Palmer's the victim's mom.
Yeah.
It's kind of unhinged in this show, and it's kind of her main trait. Maddie really Sarah Palmer's pretty good here on the phone, and I wanted to play a little bit of this because this is another one that's like a minute long, but damn, she was trying to earn her paycheck, or I don't know what the fuck she was doing in this scene.
That number is in working order? Oh, no, that's impossible. It's impossible. You must have dialed the wrong number. No, he's definitely there. Could you please just recheck that number for me? Because this is a real emergency. Why not? Look. You don't seem to understand. This is a real emergency. This is a real emergency. I mean, he is definitely there. He is waiting for my call right now. He is sitting there and waiting for my call. This is very important. Operator, I am begging you. This is a real emergency. What's the matter with you?
Ready?
I guess.
Now, forgive me. I was only 4 when it was the 80s, but I was under the impression that you could still just dial a phone number and get connected immediately directly to the person. Was this not the case?
No, this is 83, Tim. So we started to go, "Hello, operator, give me Klondike 234."
Yeah, I thought that was 1883.
And my favorite part of this whole thing is we talked about this before, because the person that she's calling is the manager of the apartment complex
and her husband
and her fiance.
Whatever, yeah.
How big is this complex? How big is Shady Woods? Because can't you just go over there and knock on the door?
No, she's scared of her son.
So she has to call.
She's got to stay inside.
She has to call the operator to connect her.
Well, apparently. That's what I was confused about. I was not confused as to why she was staying inside.
So we didn't talk about what she's been doing this whole time, but she was also she was just fucking Brenner McQueening this whole goddamn movie. Okay, so she's really anxious, so she starts cleaning like a maniac, but she's also chugging wine and taking pills. Yeah. So if you guys notice, every glass of wine, I don't know if you guys are wine drinkers or not, but like if you go to a restaurant and you order a glass of wine, it's like 2 fingers in this big, huge, gorgeous crystal goblet. Everybody here had like a 20-ounce fucking pour of wine.
Yeah.
She did a good job filling up the entire glass while dialing the number.
Yes, I know. She's plugging away at the number, and she's also, it's like rubbing your tummy and patting your head at the same time. That's hard to do.
Can't finish dialing this number until I fill my glass.
Yep. I'm going to need this.
We also forgot the binge eating. There was a point where she's sitting on the floor in front of the refrigerator. The refrigerator door is open.
Legs spread wide.
legs spread wide. She's got the leftover turkey and the green beans. I think there might have been some stuffing or mashed potatoes, and she's just going.
She's stuffing the fingers.
She is working.
All 5 fingers into her mouth to get 4 green beans in there.
Yeah. She's grabbing fistfuls of corn and fistfuls of green beans and just, yeah.
I was talking to JB beforehand, wondering when they had time to put all the food away. Because I feel like timeline-wise, the doctor shows up and everybody splits off, and Maddie and Bob, is that his name? They go off to the bedroom immediately because he's trying to get some, but she says, no, I'm too nervous, I have to clean. So maybe that's when she puts it away while in between vacuuming and scrubbing.
I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also super inappropriate. I mean, like after your girl's son has escaped from school, and you've got guests in the living room. I mean, what are you doing trying to get lucky then?
I know, and he tries twice.
Come on,
he puts the moves on her. She's like, "I'm sorry, I'm just really nervous." And he's like, "Oh yeah, totally, yeah, it'll be fine."
You know what?
Like,
you're a middle-aged man. I mean, come on, you've got to know better at this point.
Yeah, maybe not. He's been busy running properties, man. He doesn't know the nuances of dating.
That would make sense.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't think we need to belabor all of these kills here. If you guys want to hit on any, that's fine. But I did want to play one of my favorite ones, which this is Artie, one of the friends. Artie and Terry are going out in the same wooded area immediately surrounding the grounds. And this is where Artie gets offed by a...
Artie, hey, Matt, could we just set this up a little bit? Artie is going after Terry's girlfriend.
They kind of both are, aren't they? Both of the friends? They both make moves on her at one point or the other?
I think, I think they do, but Craig hooks up with Andrea.
They're not technically together. So it's Karen's first year in college, and it seemed like Terry's like a little older, like senior or junior in college. But they've come back. They hung out in high school. She's always had a crush on him. They've kind of had chemistry. I think this is when, at one point, we skipped over this clip, but the first time Todd kind of comes out, he's like on the back patio in the shadows, and Karen is trying to find Terry, and she starts talking to him thinking he is Terry, and she's saying like, hey, we haven't had a chance to connect much. Right. But I've been thinking about this a lot, and I miss you, and I really care about you, and I want you to make love to me tonight. And then Todd is mentally a 12-year-old because he's been in a mental hospital, catatonic on and off his whole, developmental years. So he's like, I've never kissed a girl.
Yes.
And then she's like, oh, fuck. You
should try that sometime. Bye.
Yeah, you should try that sometime. Yes, you're right. Artie and the other dude both kind of flirt with Karen and whatever, but the other dude ends up hooking up with the new gal that they meet and invite to Thanksgiving during the football game.
Yes.
So they go out and Karen. Oh no, I'm confusing things. Sorry, that was when Terry pranked them and grabbed their feet. Sorry, that was another thing. But anyway, he and Artie go out again out into the woods, and he ends up taking like a barbecue.
Barbecue fork.
The brat fork
thing. Yeah. And so they find a bunch of Terry's kill weapons, and this is the clip you're going to hear.
Simmons, get over here.
What is it?
Take a look at this stuff. Wow. Fork?
Be careful with that. That isn't cranberry sauce, Artie. That is not cranberry sauce. I see him.
Where?
Over there.
Where?
And so he's pointed off in the distance and said, I see Todd over there. And at that point, he inserts said barbecue fork into said friend's neck.
That's not the first time he said that the blood is indeed not cranberry sauce.
No, the first time he licks it.
Yeah.
He
that's a running.
Takes off his shirt and licks his fingers and goes, that's not cranberry sauce.
that was too funny.
He's a fun psycho.
He seems like it. Yeah, he'd be fun at parties.
He developed good relationships with 3 or 4 friends.
Yeah,
close friends.
these guys all know him, and they're looking out for him too. It seems like, he seems like a good guy.
In my
also,
opinion, no, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh no, I was just going to point out that the first kill shirt, I guess, that's a Nike branded shirt. Did you see that?
The blue and white striped one?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
And did you also notice later when they're playing tennis, Greg's socks also Nike branded socks? Wow. I'm just gonna say, did Nike sponsor this movie?
Well, that's a dumb question. Of course.
Is that where the funding came from?
Yeah, you can't stop Pre. You can't stop Terry. It just didn't catch on.
Is this? Hey, where at what point in the movie did they have the tequila shots? Did you see this?
So that's when they're playing video games. Why? That's like the middle.
That's after Karen runs into Todd.
Yeah, she's telling them.
They decide, hey, let's go party.
Yeah. Okay. The new chick who was babysitting, after she's discharged from babysitting, she's like, hey, my mom's gone. We got a bunch of booze. Let's go party there. That's when the tequila happens.
Yeah.
Well, I was just watching that because this is the 80s, and back in the 80s we didn't know a lot of things. But when she's teaching, I think it's Andrea is her name. I forget. Anyway, when she's showing Karen how to do tequila shots, she's putting the salt on her.
The webbing of her thumb.
Yeah. And then you lick the salt, and then you take the shot, and then you have these lemons, and you take a bite of a lemon.
The lemon.
I'm like, wait a minute. I wasn't that much younger, and I never took a shot of tequila with a lemon before. That's not a thing I ever did.
It's always limes.
Right?
I'm not a tequila fan, but I also was like, wait a minute, is that right? Lemon? That sounds wrong.
Lemons go in beer,
Corona,
in wheat beer, and then limes go in Corona, and also in...
Yeah, I guess limes in Corona.
Limes go with tequila. I was very confused.
Yeah.
They really screwed up this movie at that point for me.
I kind of liked it up till now.
That, and also the video game they're playing, I couldn't tell because
Atari
at some points
whatever.
they have 2 joysticks, and then at other points they only have 1.
It's a big point that is made that they are playing together, and then that they're not playing together, and they have to take turns.
I was really confused.
Those aren't Atari joysticks either. It's a computer system.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, those were clearly not Atari branded joysticks.
I'm going to guess they had a Commodore 64 under a cabinet. If I had to guess. Or an Amiga.
With a driving game of some kind?
Yeah.
Or an Amiga. So let's bring this on home.
All right.
One of you jokers, get us to the climax.
Okay. Briefly, so Terry, by this time, Terry is he's gone through. He's killed a number of people. He's gotten into a couple of different showers to wash himself off, which is good. A clean killer is a happy killer. Andrea and Greg end up dead in a sauna after they get caught making love on a diving board. So we'll just get through that.
Completely naked.
The bodies get thrown into the pool. At least Greg's bloody body gets thrown into the pool, and that'll become important towards the end of the movie. But Terry pulls the bodies out, hides them in a men's room sauna, I guess, which was a thing that confused me, but we'll talk about that later too. Karen ends up back at Terry's mom's house looking for Terry to try to see him. Terry comes out as the killer at some points, and Karen realizes, oh no, it's actually Terry who's killing people and not Todd, and she runs away. She winds up at the house with the baby. I'm not sure how that happened either.
Because
she's just going door to door, patio to patio, trying to find. So if you remember, Todd found that little girl in the woods, and he's like, "Hey, go home, lock your door, don't let anybody in." So she tries to get in her house. The chick's like, "No, you're gonna kill my cat," and then she goes to the next door, and she gets in because it's unlocked because there's just dead bodies in there.
Right. Okay.
Except for a
that
baby.
Makes sense. And she hears the baby screaming, and she goes and checks on the baby. And I thought the first time I saw it, she covered the baby up with a blanket. Oh, you're crying. Here, put a blanket on you. And then run off, do something else. While she's in that room, though, Terry finds her. And this is a kind of a creepy thing. We're talking earlier about Yul Brynner. And do you remember the scene in Westworld where Yul Brynner's robot cowboy is chasing the guests? And Yul Brynner is just doing the robot walk that he does. The guests are running. They're sprinting across the streets and down the hallways, and Yul Brynner is just walking, following them, and always catching up with them. And it just always terrified me as a kid.
Yeah.
It's the same thing here. Terry is walking behind. Why are you running away? And Karen is like sprinting madly. And but
she gives up when she gets to the community pool. That's a safe place.
It is a safe. Oh, sure. You know what we missed? We missed Karen backing up, was it? And then Terry gooses her with Artie's dead hand. Did you see this?
Yeah.
I forgot about that. That was fantastic. Good use of dead. That's a good dead hand joke there.
And he makes the dead hands clap when he starts laughing. And he seems genuinely confused and shocked, like that she's not amused.
Why aren't you laughing? You're no fun.
Like, what the hell? Karen, that was a good one. That's A-list shit.
But right after that, they wind up in the community pool because Karen has decided that's a good place to hide in a pool, a well-lit pool with lots of exterior windows on the ground floor is a great place to hide from a killer.
Yeah.
Not worried anymore.
An important point, and one that I have to ask you guys about here. Meanwhile, Maddie has cleaned so much that she's checked the garbage can and found Terry's first shirt he was wearing at Thanksgiving dinner that is just soaked in blood. And she has this moment where she's conveying, oh my God. Okay?
Would you call it a moment?
Yes.
Or more like a lifetime?
Okay, it's moments. So I don't understand, considering what I just described, what happens in a few minutes. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Can we just jump to the thing here?
Yeah, no, let's just you don't have a clip of the silence, do you? Because if you do, you could play it now because it was fantastic.
No, but so Terry is trying to kill the baby and Karen in the pool. Mom shows up. The brothers are wrestling in the water, assuming that the body double stuff we were talking about. And the mom shows up. Terry's standing outside the pool. Todd is being fished out by Karen. And she shoots him, right?
She shoots Terry.
Well, she thinks he's Todd. We find out later. She shoots him twice. She shoots him in the chest, and then she shoots him in the eye, or vice versa. And he's dead. And then Todd is soaking wet, been fished out of the pool by Karen. The mom's holding him, and she's saying, like, Terry, you're safe now, or whatever. And he's like, I'm Todd. And then she has this horrified look, which makes no sense to me. Because she just learned that the doctor was right. Terry is the murderer. Todd was framed. She's been wrong for 10 years. So why the fuck is she horrified that she shot the murderer and not the... Do you guys... Am I...
No, that was very confusing.
Okay.
Psychotic break.
Yeah, I think... Yeah, then there's the whole 2 minutes of just both of them shouting, echo and repeat the name, Todd's name, right?
Mm-hmm. I have audio.
Yeah.
Do you want to... It's genuinely creepy.
Todd. I'm Todd. I'm Todd. No.
Finally.
So, I know it's kind of goofy and all, but that's like Ingmar Bergman, David Lynch level shit there for a minute there, where it just kind of gets like this blurring of identity and this just weird cathartic... I don't know. I thought it was like actually affecting.
It was definitely an emotional moment.
It was weird because it really took me out of the slasher pick mood.
Yeah, into
because
a weird psychological thing.
And like you said, she should know because she found the bloody shirt. I mean, what was she thinking?
Yeah.
How did the blood get on there? Maybe Todd had hurt Terry at some point. Is that what she was thinking?
Yeah,
that didn't make any sense.
I tried to parse that out today, JB. I don't know.
You didn't spend a lot of time on it, did you?
Just like a good hour and a half, 45 minutes.
Well, because what I was thinking was going to happen is that they were both at the pool, and Terry was trying to kill them, and Todd and Karen were there, and I thought Todd and Karen were going to gang up on Terry, kill him off, and then Todd was going to take over Terry's life.
Yeah,
that's and then kind of a standard plot twist, right? I was like, okay, that's how the movie's ending.
Yep.
But no, that is not what happened at all.
Yep. The mom, you would normally think the mom would say, "You are Terry now," right? And it's the sirens are, blah, blah. And he'd be like, I'm Terry. Like, all catatonic again.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that did not happen. And you folks at home, if you haven't seen this, that report at the end of that clip was the mom blowing her own head off after screaming, I'm Terry, after being convinced she's Terry because Todd, sorry. After Todd screaming, I'm Todd for a few minutes, she starts screaming, I'm Todd. They're screaming, I'm Todd to each other, and then she blows her head off. It's weird shit.
It was pretty, and then the movie just stops. That's the end.
Yep. Then the sirens approach, and it's done.
And more good music.
Yeah. I actually like the music in this, too. Yeah.
I think the Duffer Brothers were definitely inspired for Stranger Things by this movie.
Yeah. Yeah. So if there's nothing else you guys want to cover, I think we can move into Judgment.
I think I'm good.
I'm solid. We got to everything I wanted to talk about.
The tequila shot was the last one I needed, so I'm good.
Yahtzee.
Okay, so JB, alphabetically you come first. So is this cool or is this trash? And explain your position.
You know what? Man, this is a hard one for me. It was from a production standpoint, it was good. It wasn't a terrible cinematic travesty, which kind of made it less fun to watch because the screenwriting wasn't great and the performances by the actors were fine but not stellar. So all of it was sort of meh, and it would have almost been enhanced by something that I could have laughed at in the way of a bad voiceover or something strange I would have been able to point at and got haha, but there wasn't any of that. It was just kind of played straight. I guess the gore effects were pretty fantastic, so I enjoyed that. So is it cool or trash? You're gonna make a decision. Trash.
Okay.
Harsh. I'm going cool.
All right.
I enjoyed this movie, especially the second time I watched it through. I enjoyed it a lot more.
Seriously.
Yeah.
I watched it twice, and the second time I was like, it can't end soon enough. It just cannot.
I was happy to watch it again.
Wow.
Okay, so I am also a cool, and I had the same experience as you. The first time I watched it, I was like, this is not weird enough to be on the show, but we're locked in, whatever. And then I watched it again this morning. I was like, damn, this is pretty good. Like, I'm enjoying it. The gore is great. It's really lean. I would recommend it. I wouldn't, I wouldn't be like, oh my god, you gotta watch Blood Rage, but I'd be like, yeah, Blood Rage is worth watching. I think it was a good time. So
I know I enjoyed the gore that they put in. I thought the visual effects were good. I enjoyed, actually, whether it was intentional or not, there were a lot of funny parts for me that brought this together, because I like, with a good slasher film, I like the comedy built into it as well. And Louise Lasser's just 2-minute long silence, looking off into the distance, doing absolutely nothing but acting her ass off was great for me.
Yeah, I'm completely with you. I think that I also thought Mark Soper was really good. I thought his portrayal of both of these roles was solid, and his Todd seemed genuinely vulnerable and just nuanced.
He did do a good job of separating those two characters, and they did not feel like the same person at all.
Yeah. No, I was pretty impressed with it. So yeah, I think it's a cool too. So
that's correct. But here's my thing. At what point do those there are good things about the movie, but at what point does it become the whole movie is kind of meh? So it's not great from a dramatic perspective, and it's not great from a story perspective. So where's the line there that makes it something that you should watch as opposed? I mean, is this something you wouldn't track this down, but if you saw it on cable, you wouldn't necessarily change the channel. Is that where I'm at?
Yes, I totally agree. Like I'm saying, like I would recommend this. I would not say to a friend, "Hey, do you have Amazon Prime? Here's what you need to do then." However, if a friend said, "Hey, have you seen Blood Rage?" I would say, "Yeah, it's pretty solid. It's worth checking out." So that to me is a cool, as opposed to a trash, because a trash to me, and it varies person to person what it means, but to me it means of someone that is a like-minded person. I would not recommend they see it. Like it's not entertaining enough to make it worth your time. That's trash to me. So this is not that. So therefore, in a binary system, it's cool.
Fair enough. Just one more comment. There is a version on YouTube. That's actually an hour long. So if you only have an hour to spend, instead of 82 or 83 minutes, which is the runtime, then it's much better. Everything's sped up. It's like watching a Benny Hill version of Blood Rage. I looked at it a little bit today because I was curious, because it said there was a YouTube one that's an hour and 1 minute, and this film is an hour and 22 minutes. So, and you mentioned there was a sped up thing, so I had to see how sped up it was. It's not Benny Hill sped up, but it is sped up. But they also did that weird thing. I can't tell if they are putting a camera in front of a monitor or if they're doing a thing where they're just putting like enough Premiere effects on it, like a gentle spotlight in the center of the frame and a vignette around the corners, to where like when YouTube scans it to see if it's copyrighted material, it's like this isn't Blood Rage. Yeah, they're beating the algorithm. Yeah. When you watched it, did you watch through until I went until I saw a naked woman running out of a drive-in. And that wasn't Benny Hill you mentioned? No, not at all. To me, that was so Benny Hill. I'm like, oh my goodness. You're not much of a track guy. That was a dead sprint, my friend. It was sped up, but that's human. There's no yakety sax. Awesome. There should have been, though, is what I'm saying. There should have been. Well, you know what? When you remake it, you can do that. Fair. Okay, so we got that nailed down, right? And the general understanding here is if you're going to bring a trash, you got to bring an antidote. Oh, no. That's how it's going to be? Okay. Okay. I cannot. There is a movie, and actually, I've talked to you about this before, but now I've forgotten the name of the movie. Silent Night, Deadly Night. That's the name of the movie. Silent Night, Deadly Night. It's a Vestron video production, and it is about. It's around Christmas, and it's about a new housing project that's been built on an Indian burial ground, and the ghosts and ghoulish goblins in the Indian burial ground kill a family. And the savior is, I think, a park ranger who comes out of nowhere with a whip to beat off the demons. Does this sound familiar at all to you? Silent Night, Deadly Night is the name of the movie. And this is why it's bad for me to suggest any slasher movies, because they're all terrible, and it's been so long since I've seen them that there's no good. I do a terrible job of describing them. But that's not Silent Night, Deadly Night. Oh, I got the wrong movie. Silent Night, Deadly Night's a classic shit film. This is not that. Oh, no, this is not that at all. Have you done Silent Night, Deadly Night on your show, Matt? No.
I've just heard somebody talk about it before.
No, I've seen it many times. I don't know why I skip it when I pick Christmas movies. I think it's so well covered that it just seems redundant. I don't know. The Dark Power movie. Is that it? Oh my goodness gracious. Ranger Gerard. Dark Power. No. Yeah, Dark Power, 1985. That's the name of the movie. Dark Power. I was totally wrong. So it's a Christmas movie? I remember it being a Christmas movie. I remember this because at one point, am I mixing up my genres again? I may be mixing up my genres again. Okay. So
I don't know.
I'm looking this up on IMDb and reading the description, a user review, and a storyline synopsis, and Christmas doesn't come up in any of them. But I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt.
You know, it was a long time ago, and I'm not going to say I wasn't drunk at the time.
Okay. Well, I will be investigating this, and
yeah, it might not be Christmas, but it does say the spirits of dead Indians are haunting a couple's house, and they call in an exorcist whose trademark is a black whip. So you've got enough there that sounds like it was similar to what you were saying.
Why am I thinking Christmas then?
Oh my God!
Maybe
and that
it on Christmas.
Sheriff is played by Lash LaRue. How did they get Lash LaRue to come out of retirement and be in a shitty B horror movie? Oh my God! Okay.
Well, it was 1985. Yeah, wasn't he still working then?
Lash LaRue, wasn't he like active in the 40s and westerns in the 50s?
He was born in 1917. Yeah, he looks like.
Oh my goodness gracious! Wow, needed money for the home. He's retiring. One last job, and then he's done.
In '85, he was about 63.
Yeah, he was a decrepit monkey skeleton at that point.
Well, and actually, that's right. What I remember. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, let me ask you this: as somebody who watches more of these types of movies than I do, sure. What movie is it where they pick the woman up and impale her on the antlers? Does that sound familiar? Does that death sound familiar at all?
Not really.
Because I thought that was Dark Powers, and in my mind, the person who does that is wearing a Santa Claus costume. So it's quite possible that we rented like 3 movies, and by the time we watched the last one, I was pretty in my cup at the time.
So I'm on ask.metafilter. Help me recall which movie features a determined maniac lifting up a co-ed and impaling her on deer antlers above the fireplace. Answer: this might have been a Christmas movie, and there might have been something with a shotgun. Is this ringing a bell?
I don't remember the shotgun at all. No, I don't. I'm not saying that there wasn't one. I'm just I don't recall it. Somebody is asking that question. Wow.
So
Holy
that's Silent Night, Deadly Night. And I do remember that kill in that movie.
Okay.
So I'm going to think that you went to your local video store and picked up some movies and had some beer, and they all became the same movie.
Well, I was I think probably 14 at the time, so it would have been Mom and Dad's Chardonnay.
Okay.
Ernest and Julio Gallo.
All right. Well, you guys, thank you for watching this. And you know what? Actually, thank you for watching it twice.
My pleasure.
Oh, it was great.
So can you tell the folks out there, we'll include a link to your page for your show in the show notes here, but can you just tell people orally where they can find you?
Sure. We're on Twitter at The Broken Plane. I think that's really all we have. We have our website is thebrokenplanepodcast.blogspot.com, and we have an email address, but I don't see why anybody would need that. That's really all we're active on Twitter. We tried Facebook, that didn't work out. I don't think people do blogs on Twitter. On Facebook. We tried Instagram. I don't think that was necessary either.
No, I think that you got it nice and lean with Twitter and a blog page.
At The Broken Plane, if you like football.
Right on. And that will be in the show notes.
Cool.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. And I hope... we didn't talk about what your plans are. What are you guys doing for Turkey Day?
Thanksgiving. Hitting up my in-laws' house. It's going to be filled with about 20 people.
Ugh.
And then we're actually going to watch some football when all of them go home.
Nice.
So I'm looking forward to that.
Not bad. I don't actually have plans yet. As part of my job tomorrow is to get plans made. But my family's in town, so it shouldn't take a lot to. There's only the 4 of us, well, 5 counting my son, so we're not a huge group anymore.
Yeah, I'm not traveling. I'm just driving the 15 minutes to the suburbs.
Nice. Good deal. I'm just staying here too. My parents are coming to join us this year, so so there'll be some bourbon involved, I guess. Because parents,
Nice.
Yeah. So cool. Well, guys, thank you so much again. I appreciate you jumping in, and the limerick was awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so for That's Cool, That's Trash, I'm Matt Howell, and you have been...
TK.
JB.
Thanks for being on, guys. You folks out there, have a happy Turkey Day, and stay trashy.
No, wait. There we go.
That's not bad.
Wrong bird.
That's going in.
That's trash.
It's garbage, folks.
That isn't cranberry sauce, Artie. That is not cranberry sauce.